Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Hope.
Jacques.
Hope.
Throwing up my West Coast, beating them LA boys. You know what I'm saying? Jamming some Snoop and some Dre and some Pop. Hey, we did it, man. We finally got our first win of the season. First win in 8 games, Jacques, man. Feels good,
games.
Bro.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Long time. Since November of last year, y'all.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. That's insane. So yeah,
Titans.
what's going on? What's up? What do you say, Jacques?
Typical Titans.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, man. That's facts.
Damien.
Damien.
Fella's been
What
a long
up?
time. I'm at the job, can't talk. But we'll listen. Hey, we understand. Trust me.
Yep. And it'll be on Apple and Spotify later today too. Just in case you want something to hit us to audio wise, it'll be on that as well.
Yep. Jeremiah in the building. What up? Go cool.
Jeremiah.
What up?
Go cool.
Loyalty. What's up?
What up?
Tony. What's up?
What up?
Got Tracy. What's up?
What up?
We got Stanley with the first super check. Get the $10.
Okay. All right.
What's cracking, Stanley?
Stanley Wilson. Hey, what up, man? What's good with you, bro?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Stanley Wilson. Do-do-do-do.
Boom.
Stanley Wilson in the building with the super chat tonight, bro. We appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. We got Ed in the building. What's up with you? We got Ramona. What's up?
Wow. From San Diego for the okay. All right.
Okay, nice. Chris, what up? Juan, what's up? What's up? Tighten up, baby. Tighten up. Tighten up.
Is there a lot of Charger fans still in San Diego? That's what I want to know since they moved to LA. Because I'm going to tell you this. In LA, when I went to LA, bro, I didn't see any Charger fans. I've been to LA twice in the last 2 years. I didn't see any Charger fans. I want to know, but.
Yeah, it really ain't, bro. I'm with you. I went to LA like 3 or 4 years ago. It's the same thing. You got more Raiders fans and 49ers fans. Ian, what up, brother? What up?
What's good, bro?
Did you see that the LA game when they played the 49ers and the 49ers packed out the stadium?
That's about the most I've ever seen, man.
I mean, they put us to shame because usually it's like that here with the Titans, but no, they took the cake on that one.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, y'all. I think that's like that in most stadiums. If you play certain teams, there's certain teams that just bring everybody. Or if you are a city that people want to go to, like LA, Nashville, you know what I'm saying? People want to go New Orleans, people want to go down. So they're gonna pack out, especially if your team isn't good,
Right.
And then the Rams and Chargers, LA's more of a Ram city than a Charger city, but it's not a lot of LA, not a lot of NFL fans there in LA like that, man. Not really.
Right.
Yeah, man. So good evening, everybody. We hope everyone is doing well late tonight. We know it's late, but hey, we're here. We're gonna actually do a combo show tonight. We're gonna cook up a lot of stuff tonight, man. So hey, as you all know, this is the live chop up. We're gonna go with the game, of course, with us beating the Chargers 27-24 here in Nashville. The Titans are 1-1. The Chargers are now 0-2. Wow. Right? The Chargers, they're a talented football team, but we ended up with the win. As you all can see again with that as well. We're gonna go over the Browns game later in the show as well, too. So we're gonna dive into a lot of football. I know you all are ready to hear that, man. So I'm excited. I'm very excited on the fact that the Titans won last night, man. Well, last night on Sunday. And Jacques, you was at the game, bro.
Yep, I was. Yes, I was. Yep, at the game. I'm always there.
What up, Ramon?
That was my first time. Hey, we're glad the city was able to show you some love, man.
That's right, dude. Nashville's off the chain, bro. It is, man. It is. Right, man.
We'll go ahead and get into it. So, Hawk.
Yes, sir.
We know we won the game on Sunday. Again, like I said, I was there. You watched it. Give us 2 reasons of why or how we won this game. What up, Tyjae?
So I think this, man. So for those that watched our show, we really broke down how the Titans can beat the Chargers. And I still feel that sort of resonates as to how it happened. One, the Chargers did not have Austin Eckler. I do feel if they had them, what up, TA?
What up,
What's
TA?
up? What's good, bro?
I like to say it, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Titan Anderson in the building.
Yes,
so I would say, man, they didn't have Austin Eckler. And I think that really, it really pushed the Chargers to do things that they didn't want to do. They did pass the ball very well. But let me tell you what I think really helped us, man, is one, time of possession. The Titans had the ball a lot this game. You know what I'm saying? And we were able to control the offense by running the football and then going on play action from that standpoint. Early in the game, we stunk. I really felt that the play calling early in the game was to try to get Tannehill in a primary position just to throw the ball, right? Without play action, we're just gonna, we're gonna act like we're, Patrick Mahomes out there, Justin Herbert out there. We're gonna have him to be so much like the lead dog. And what happened? He played terrible to the point folks is ready to bench him. Man, my phone was blown. Man, I had so many people calling at the same time, man, bench Tannehill. And I felt that. And so I don't know what happened, but he woke up, especially with the big throw down the field to Traylon Burks, right? That's Chris Moore. What was the Traylon Burks? So
it was both of them. It was both of them.
But the first one was Chris Moore, right? That's the one that woke him up. Yep. And I think what happened on that same play was play action. So it's kind of like, dude, we ran Derrick Henry. That's what helped us win the game. We had opportunities with him and Spears, which offset the defense and left them open for him to throw the football. We said in the pregame, you can throw on the Chargers on the outside. We said that because Miami was killing them, and that's exactly what the Titans did, especially Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill had the highest quarterback rating of the week. Him and Daniel Jones from the Giants, 92%. Ryan Tannehill, that's probably the best performance I've ever seen. From the last week, he played like a middle schooler to an all-pro this past game. Look at his stats in the fourth quarter, man. This is amazing. 7 for 7 for 94 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback rating of 158. Ryan Tannehill, as we said in the pregame, it's on you, bro. It's on you, Tannehill. And Tannehill showed up. Tannehill acted a clown in the fourth quarter, man. So I'm saying more the fact of our offensive play calling, the fact that we had the ball a lot longer than the Chargers. We were able to control the momentum of the game. And, again, the Chargers, they're underperforming, bro. Like, if I'm the Chargers, bro, I think I might be, hey, Staley, hey, bro, come to my office real quick, bro. Let me talk to you, bro.
Right.
Hey, dog, let me tell you something. I know we didn't have Austin Eckler. That's cool. But, bro, you've lost 5 games in a row, bro. You have a talented football team. I would say maybe tack for tack, maybe more talented than us on the Titans. You have to win ball games. Keenan Allen, your wide receiver, had the highest fantasy points of any player in the league, 31 fantasy points with 2 touchdowns. And you still can't beat the Titans, bro? Hey, man, I don't know. Look, it feels bad for him. But I would say, man, shout out to Ryan Tannehill. He's 20 for 24, 246 yards and a touchdown. The run game of 80 yards with Derrick Henry, 49 yards. That's over 100 yards rushing for the running back position. I think that's the reason why we won, man. So shout out to the Titans. Tighten up out there, man. What about you, Jacques?
I mean, you said it, and I'm going to elaborate on the run game for a minute. We know Tannehill has to have help. And what I mean by help is not just Derrick Henry. Shout out to Tyjae Spears, too. Tyjae Spears has implemented something to give Derrick a relief and a different running style too. He still runs hard, but he's elusive, and he doesn't go down the first initial hit, right? So not only do you got to equate for Derrick Henry, you also got to equate for Tyjae Spears now, right? So the defense all of a sudden is like, okay, we got to stack the box. Okay, yeah, we're gonna stack the box, but we got Derrick Henry coming in the game. Now you got Tyjae Spears. It was one point in time, a couple of times that you had Tyjae Spears and Derrick Henry on the field at the same time. So great play design. So remember, establish the run, which is your bread and butter, your baseline, right? And not only do it with Derrick, don't beat up Derrick, but now we got Tyjae Spears who can kind of throw in the mix too and say, okay, well, yeah, we got Derrick, but also we got Tyjae, so you're going to have to equate for both. So now team's approach is like, okay, well, damn, we got not just Derrick Henry now, we got Tyjae Spears back there who's elusive and almost like an Austin Eckler type because he can catch out the backfield also. So he gives you the extra receiver that you don't have when you take out that X or Y, right? So I think that allowed Tannehill to get comfortable, right? You seen Tannehill in this game more comfortable. Shout out to the offensive line because they blocked very well too. Now, it was a couple of times where Bosa was able to do what Bosa was able to do, right? That's just what happens. But I feel like once the offensive line settled down in the second half, then they were able to wake up. And again, Tannehill, only thing you have to do, bro, is just manage the game like you did, right? I equate it to like a Derek Carr. Derek Carr, only thing you don't have to do is just mess up, right? take the opportunities when they're there. So you ain't got to be a superhero. But what I mean is that play action is open, throw it, right? That play open that's open in the middle of the field, throw it. And then hand it off a couple of times and then go from there. So I feel like Spears is helping the run game, not just only from a Tannehill perspective, but he's helping Derrick Henry also. So I think that was a large part of why they were able to win this game on offense was because of that, right? So shout out to, again, Tannehill, the offensive line in the run game, and big ups to Tim Kelly as well, because for a minute there, I'm like, okay, his play design is still there, but it's got a little bit more oomph to it and a little bit more better pace to the offense than you've seen with Todd Downing. So that's my reason. Like I said, I'm going to elaborate, add to that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Facts, no paper, Jacques. I totally agree, bro. That boy Spears.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all, listen, watch our pre-draft show. That boy Jacques said, hey, man, we need to draft Tyjae Spears. He said that. He said that. It's all you got to do is go back and look at it. He had Tyjae's had a whole piece on him. Then I was like, hey, Jacques, first series I saw in the preseason, I said, oh, he ain't got to play no more. He's done.
He did.
I said, don't worry about him. He's good. He's good. That's it.
Yeah.
He's straight. He's going to play. He's going to be big for us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for sure, man. For sure. So, yeah, man. So, again, the Chargers losing to us 27-24 in overtime, of course. Tennessee with the big victory and AFC victory at that as well, too. So, looking at the game itself, man, who do you feel was the player of the game for the let's go to some of our comments, Jacques. Let's see who we got out there.
Let's see. We got TA.
Yes, sir.
It's a meet in the building. What up? He said,
what up?
Go for real, hands down the best. Man, appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate
that. Sometimes you got to hear that to stay motivated, man. So we appreciate that.
We appreciate that, man.
And, you know, TA's out in LA, so TA knows, right? LA don't like the Chargers there. They're from where I'm from, San Diego. So in LA and San Diego don't really like each other. That makes sense. That's Northern Cali, right?
No, that's San Diego. Tip south. Yep. It's about an hour from LA, hour and a half from LA. Yep.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yep. Goku says, imagine if Tim Kelly can resurrect the 2019 Tanny, which is what you want, right?
That's right. That's right.
Tyjae got special wiggle. He's like he's elusive, man. He's very elusive. Ryan Harris, what's up, bro?
He averaged 6 yards a carry in the last game, 8 yards a carry, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
Man.
If you don't have him on your fantasy team, I advise to go pick him up now.
Yeah, he's gonna break one soon.
He's gonna break one soon. Exactly.
Yep.
What up, Ryan? How you doing, brother?
What's good, bro?
Let's see. We got Jeremiah in the building. We got
Jeremiah.
Montoy. Yep, Montoy. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up?
What's good? What's happening?
Jones, as he said, man, hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button, bro. Hit that like button.
Yep. Doesn't it feel good to get a victory, y'all? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because in the first half, I'm sure all of y'all was about to cut your TV off. Because I was. Jacques, you probably ready to leave the stadium.
Actually, this time I was kind of cool because I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times now. I've learned my lesson. Don't give up on them yet. Just let them do their thing. They'll get the jitters out.
Yep. So, well, cool. So Jacques, I'm going to go back to my question.
Okay.
So, looking at this game for the Titans, who would you say was the player of the game in this victory, 27-24 Titans over the Chargers?
Man, I'm gonna give it to Tannehill, man. Again, like I've said this about Tannehill. Tannehill needed to play in the preseason to get comfortable with what he had, right? Yeah, he stunk it up the first game. That's at this point, that's what he's going to do. Okay, I've accepted it. It is what it is. So that second game he usually settles down. So what it showed me was his grit to get comfortable. And then the second half, when we needed him to make those throws, he was able to make those throws. And the stat line was the biggest stat line, I think, that people are not really making a big deal of. He didn't have no turnovers.
Ooh,
he didn't have no turnovers. So with him not having any turnovers, he gets my player of the game. What about you, Hawk?
That's great points, man. So my player of the game was Ryan Tannehill for sure. But I'm going to look at somebody else as well, too, man. I'm going to go number 16, Treylon Burks. So I think, man, when you look at Treylon Burks, bro, he had 3 catches for 76 yards, okay? And, 3 catches not a lot, but, man, 25 yards a catch. So what that tells me is this. Look, man, D-Hop is not going to beat you deep. He's your possession receiver. D-Hop will catch any pass you throw to him. He'll get tackled immediately. Chris Moore is sneaky with going deep. He had 1 big catch, 49 yards. He'll beat you. He's very sneaky in that regard. probably won't get more than 3 to 4 catches a game. He'll get one. He could have had 1 or 2 even against the Saints. For some reason, they let him go. They don't really pay attention to it. It's like that. He wore 11, but that's not A.J. Brown. That's more like A.J. Orange. So we ain't worried about him. So then you got Chig on the inside too, right? You got guys that sort of on the inside. Traylon Burks will be our deep threat. He's going to be our big playmaker this year. And I really see that as an opportunity when play action happens and it's a success, especially when we're running the ball very well, because you got to respect the king. You got to respect Spears. When the defense goes in, you got one-on-one on the outside. And, man, I'm going to tell you, a lot of times in space, Traylon Burks beats his guy one-on-one in space when it's play action. Sometimes when it's not play action, Traylon Burks has a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Not so much getting off the ball, but as far as just beating with routes. But if you can be sneaky and get Traylon Burks open, Traylon Burks could be a big playmaker for us. He, to me, is going to be the biggest key for us this year for us to win. It's Traylon Burks. I think everybody else is going to do what they do. But we got to have one guy that's going to break the mold. It's Traylon Burks. So I'm saying Traylon Burks was the player of the game on my side, man, overall for this game, man, for sure.
Nice. And he did that at Arkansas, man. A lot of people, if y'all don't watch film like that, when we drafted him out, and of course we in the SEC country, so we get to see him. He did the same thing, man. He's a playmaker. You just got to get the ball in his hands. Hey, shout out to Peter. He said, "What it do, fellas, from the 210 San Antonio? Love the show. Tighten up. Thank you, brother. Thank you,
Pete.
Al P.
OG. Al
what
P.
up, Al P?
What's going on, bro?
It. Hey, TA. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Ian. Hey,
yes, sir.
So absolutely, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
So
good point, Stanley, about NWI too. He
you know what?
He do.
He had a sneaky good game, bro.
Yeah, he did.
He caught touchdown pass. And he caught touchdown pass. So I got to give him credit.
He makes third down plays too, man, on third down. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect Nick Westbrook-Ikhine to beat a whole bunch of people, but, man, you know, when it counts, if he's in space, he'll catch the ball. So shout out to the undrafted Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. You know what I mean? Shout out to him.
Exactly. So we're gonna pivot and we're gonna go to this next game that we have on Sunday. It's the Funky Browns, right? The Elves. Did Jamar Chase call them Elves? Yeah, he called them Elves. So it's something I'm not gonna do, right? But the Elves, right? We got Deshaun Watson and them coming to town. Well, we're going to them, excuse me. Give us some reasons why we can beat these Funky Browns, as they call them.
All right, so I think one big reason, you know, very similar to the Chargers, but in a whole different capacity. Again, Austin Eckler was out versus us. Okay. Austin Eckler is one of the top 5 backs in the league. Within that top 5 group, Nick Chubb is definitely, he might be 1, 2, or 3. Nick Chubb is unbelievable. And sad to say, you know, I don't know if y'all, hopefully you haven't seen the injury. I wouldn't say go look for it, man. The injury was terrible, man. It was in the same knee he hurt when he played in college at Georgia, when he played against Tennessee, exact same knee. And just a picture of him just sort of at the end of the game or whatever, man. You know, the crowd was very somber. Nick Chubb was a good dude, and Nick Chubb is a beast. When you talk about a total package of a running back, Nick Chubb is arguably the best back in the league. Catching, running, speed, strength, everything. Nick Chubb is unbelievable. He's going to be out for the season. That's huge for us. Now, I say that because, one, I'm still very confident in our run defense. They're going to run on us. Then you take a running back out, that makes it worse, right? The Chargers weren't able to run against us. Joshua Kelly did the best he could, and like we said in the pregame, we're not worried about Joshua Kelly because he can't catch the ball. That's the problem. The running back the Browns have now, dude did have over 100 yards rushing in Jerome Ford, 16 carries for 106 yards. So he did well. So I don't know a lot about this guy, but I would put my odds against that versus the Titans defense. Like, not running on us. So the ball is going to be in Deshaun Watson's hands, which right now, I'll take it. Look what Cleveland is saying about this guy, man. Look at him. Will Deshaun Watson rediscover his past form? You know, he even said, I played like crap. I even like to push referees in the game as well, too. That he admitted he's not playing well. He made over $230 million right now for the Browns. I think if the Browns don't figure this out with Deshaun Watson against us, because he's not Justin Herbert and we beat Justin Herbert, we can beat the Browns. And they don't have Nick Chubb. I think that bodes well for us overall in beating them. And I would say secondly as well, too, you know, when I look at the Browns, you know, offensively, they didn't do bad against the Steelers. They just couldn't score a lot of touchdowns. They were, you know, got a lot of yards, got there kicking field goals. I don't think the Cleveland Browns have a big playmaker and all. I like Amari Cooper, but he's a possession receiver. You know what I'm saying? He had 90 catches, but he doesn't scare me. I think when you look at the Saints, how they beat us, Shaheed was out there balling, right?
Yep.
They don't have anybody scary. If you have somebody scary fast like Austin Eckler, we normally have a problem with those type of guys. I don't see that in Cleveland at all. Amari Cooper, David Njoku, Elijah Moore, just a bunch of dudes. You know, a bunch of guys. Yeah. So I don't think I think we can beat them based on pure talent. I don't think their offense can beat our defense. And I think our defense could start licking their chops, man, and be like, hey, man, we come because Jack Conklin's out for the season, right? Yep. So they coming after him. You know, shout out to Jack Conklin, the former Titan, but he's out. So those are my reasons, Jacques. You know what I mean? What about for you, man?
Again, it's hella points. Great points, Hawk. The reasons and how we can win this game is carrying the momentum that we had over from this previous game with San Diego into this game. Like you said, right now, the Browns' egos are kind of scarred. They just lost Nick Chubb. Deshaun Watson, like you said, is not performing up to the $230 million contract that he has been bestowed upon, right? And I think with the offensive line is kind of shaky, and they got a good rookie. I forgot the rookie's name. He's pretty solid. Defensively, man, this is an opportunity. I think you can create turnovers. Now, something that we wasn't able to do, what we were able to do with the Saints game was create turnovers. Not saying they didn't hurt us, right, in this game because we won the game, the Chargers game, the LA game. But with this game, Deshaun, like I said, he's off. And it's kind of weird to see. I don't know what's going on with him. But I think you have an opportunity to get turnovers in this game. And I think that's going to fare well for us, especially with the momentum we have. And the Cleveland Browns, they got a pretty solid defense, right? But I still think you can have that 1-2 combo when it comes to running the ball. Stick to your identity, man. Run the ball and kill them with that play action when you need to, okay? That's one. Two, on the defensive side of the ball, you know Deshaun Watson likes to run, but he's getting a little old in the tooth, right? He's not elusive like a Lamar Jackson or anything. So you do have that opportunity to get pressure on him with Harold Landry. Shout out to Landry. Landry's kind of getting back into form. Big Jeff Simmons. The D-line is eating, right? They're turning into sack machines. So if you can get that pressure on Deshaun and rattle them early, I think the Titans have enough and can score enough points to win this game. So that's my two reasons, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Facts, no paper, bro. So who we have in the comment section, Jacques? Great breakdown, bro.
Pete, I hope you're saying that. We got this thing called the chop up, my brother. We're going to definitely answer these type of questions. This is a great question. So after we do this segment, I'm going to star this comment because I'm going to revisit that. It's a great question to start us off. Let me see. Jeremiah said Washington should be suspended.
He might.
Well, he needs to be suspended ASAP. Titans 31-13. He's already giving predictions. I like that because they're funky. You already know, Donnie.
What up, Donnie? Yes, sir.
And I did hear about Hunt. He's going to visit
Kareem Hunt.
Is
Kareem Hunt in shape? I mean, he ain't been in nobody's practice. So he's a beast. Kareem Hunt's really good, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
Yep. Goku, you're right. He's a turnover machine, man, and he's been doing it definitely for a lot of things. So Cal said, what's up? He said, listening all the way from Cali. Y'all got to do a off-season show as well. Hey, again, that's something we try to do, man. Me and Hawk are super, super busy, man. So we definitely try to commit to that.
And we did in the off-season, we did a lot of podcast shows on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah,
we did do that. But to your point, yes, on YouTube, he's right. I get you. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, definitely. Jacksonville was some slaw against KC.
They were, dude.
They very were. Trust me.
Trevor Lawrence looked terrible, bro.
Again, what did I tell you about them in our schedule show, man? I ain't convinced yet.
I got you.
They haven't convinced me yet.
Yep. So cool. So we talked about how we can beat the Browns. And I'm trying to remember when we did our pre-show of the schedule show. I got it down here. So I gotta find that. I gotta keep tab of that. I got it around here somewhere. Let's look here. Again, we're subject to change any time because
Right.
early before the season started, players move, could get hurt, traded, or whatever.
Right.
But you and I both had us to beat the Browns. So
Okay.
did our weekly family. So so how can we lose to the Cleveland Browns?
So again, replicate what you did with the Saints. So the Browns got Myles Garrett, right? And Myles Garrett is over here playing basketball and faking out, doing all types of wild craziness, right?
Yep.
As I iterated earlier, the Browns got a decent secondary. Their secondary is not bad at all, okay?
Thanks.
And we know when our receiver core tends to play a good secondary, a la the Saints,
Yep.
they tend to get locked up pretty early, right? So if you don't have, if you can't have any redundancy or any plan to say, hey, how can we combat this if our run game gets shut down? Because that's what I guess that's our baseline, right? And every team's going to go into the season saying, hey, their baseline is running the ball. We got to stop the run and put the ball in Tannehill's hands. If Tannehill gets to throwing just willy-nilly with these corners, because like I said, they got some decent corner. I think they got Greedy Williams. Correct me if I'm wrong. They still got Greedy, or they got Ward.
They got Ward. They don't have Greedy. Greedy's somewhere else, but they got Ward and they got Newsome.
Then they got Greg Newsome. Exactly. Those two, not quite shut down. I could say Ward is borderline shut down, but both of them together, they can handle what we got on the outside, right? So if we get into a predicament where we say, hey, Tannehill, you gotta throw this thing and air this thing out because the run game is not working. Not saying that's gonna happen. And we start turnovers, we can lose the game. That's one way. And on defense, right? Don't get too cocky, right? Our secondary right now, we had two key pieces out. It was Amani Hooker and Christian Fulton, and that hurt us. That hurt us big time. Now, Bunting had a pretty good game when you go back and watch film. But Trey Avery, oh my God, man, that joker was getting torched, okay?
Yep.
Allow that to happen again. We continue to, in our secondary, give up these chunk plays, man, at the wrong damn time. And with us giving up these chunk plays, it tends to bite us in our butt. And if we continue to do that in a situation like this, where we're like, hey, we can beat Cleveland, they're going to come and sneak up on us. So that's my two reasons. What about you, Hawk?
Great point, Shock. So you all remember over except for last year, the last maybe 5 years, when the Tennessee Titans, I don't care if they were 0-16, and I'm talking about the Texans. When we played the Texans, there was always one player, two players. The one guy's with the Titans, that's D-Hop. The other is this guy right here, Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. Deshaun Watson has had unbelievable games against the Titans. There was one year I thought Deshaun Watson could have won the MVP just on beating us alone, right? And me and Jacques went to one of those games against the Texans when the Texans came back and won the game. I was like, there's nothing we could do with number 4. Number 4 was a problem. So will Deshaun Watson wake up? Will he be the Deshaun Watson of old? And if he is, that's going to cause a problem because Deshaun Watson can run. And running quarterbacks scare the hell out of me, okay? Yep. The Lamar Jacksons of the world, right? Guys that can leave the pocket. The Patrick Mahomes of the world. The Chiefs beat us when Patrick Mahomes was running the ball, right? Running the ball. Yep. And even if he was running or scrambling, that broke down the defense, then he would pass it, right? All based on his when he was running the ball, not so much throwing the ball. So Deshaun Watson has that ability. And I don't know if he'll get motivated this week, but he has the talent. It's not that he don't have the ability. He's got the money. So they paying a guy that has the talent. So I think, man, we have to just be aware to say, don't try to treat Deshaun Watson like he's, Josh Dobbs of the Cardinals, the former Titan, or treat him like he's, Baker Mayfield or somebody, right? Keep your eye on Deshaun Watson. Don't piss him off, right? Keep him where he's at. Keep your defense. The good thing, again, the Browns don't have a lot of speed. I saw one comment that talked about Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore has speed, but he's unproven. I'm not, we'll see, I think that's going to help us in that regard. But watch out for Deshaun Watson. Secondly, you spoke on the defense. Let me tell y'all about the Browns defense. Now, they run a 4-3, okay? When you look at their defensive ends, they have the best 2 defensive ends probably in the NFL. Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. Those boys are no joke, okay? If you don't know much about the Browns, you better get to know Myles Garrett, who's arguably the best DN in the league, and Zadarius Smith, who just got paid. He's a beast. Those guys, hey, they coming through, man. And when I look at our offensive line, the first game of offensive line, Peter Skoronski was the highest rated rookie in the offensive line last week. Now he didn't play this week, but he should play this coming up week. But they're going to have their hands full in the pass rushing. The Chargers, Joey Bosa had 2 sacks on a hurt hamstring. Okay, Myles Garrett is not hurt at all, nor is Darius Smith. So you got to watch out for 95 and you got to watch out for 99. Them boys are going to be there. They have a good interior line as well too when it comes to running the ball. You got Dalvin Tomlinson in the middle. So, and there's another guy, Elliott. So I think, man, if anything, man, the corners, to your point, probably won't throw on Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward will probably lock up on D-Hop. He have to get his catches, but he's gonna be in front of D-Hop for the most part. So you can try to throw deep on Delpit and Thornhill. It could be some opportunities there, but I'm more worried about their pass rush. And and Tannehill has 3 sacks, a second in the league in interceptions. And so, when you get him frustrated, that's when he just starts just throwing willy-nilly, and that becomes a problem. So we got to block Garrett and we got to block Smith, or it's going to be a long night for us in Cleveland for sure.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Yep.
Let me see what we got here. Any chance Hooker plays? He's in concussion protocol, so it depends on how bad the concussion is. If it's a grade 1, maybe. Grade 2, he's probably going to be out another week. Peter Skoronski is I think it's something. I don't know if it's appendicitis. Something's going on internally with him. So I don't know if he'll play this week. I hope he does because he's tough. But from what I've heard, it's something internal going on with him. So I think Vrabel mentioned it. So I don't know, man. We need him. Shit, he's pretty good
for sure.
Kent Woods.
What's going on, Kent?
What up?
What up? It's like Kid in New Orleans, man. Met him in New and Jacques, you met him in the Titan Stadium. So you and I.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right. Kent said, "Send me the picture."
Okay.
We took. Yep.
Okay, we'll do, man. We'll do.
All right. So next, Hawk, we're gonna go on the next segment. Who is a player or players that we should watch out for from the Cleveland Browns? That if the fans and the Weekly family and everybody that they know or they don't know, who should the Titans be scared of?
So against the Steelers, the Browns only had 2 sacks. So that helps sort of calm that fear down for us. And look at their defense overall. Against the Steelers, they didn't give up a lot of offense for the Steelers. The defense held their own against them, and it just Cleveland just couldn't capitalize. They couldn't score enough. They did well in the first half. Second half, they just hit field goals. You got to watch out for Myles Garrett, man. Okay, he's the real deal. Joey Bosa again on half of a hamstring had 2 sacks. And he was he didn't even play but like 8 plays and had 2 sacks. And Myles Garrett is better. Myles Garrett is more powerful, got more speed, might not be as elusive as Bosa, but he has, Myles Garrett is arguably top 3 defensive ends in the league. So for those that don't know much about the Browns, you got to watch out for 95. The former Texas A&M Aggies going after the former Texas A&M Aggie and Ryan Tannehill. So I'm sure he want to meet him in the backfield for sure. So I'm telling you, he's the guy that I'm worried about. We have to make sure, to your point about, and I've noticed it 100 been like this his whole career. Say if Derrick Henry's in the game, we do play action. Saying is Derrick Henry gonna come up and help in protection, or is Myles Garrett's gonna do him like this and knock him to the ground, right? So I think play action will bode very well for us, but we have to block Myles Garrett. We got to block Darius Smith too for this to work. If it does, because they blitz a lot. So you throw screens to Derrick Henry or Spears, you throw screens to Chig, those things gonna be open, bro. Because Myles Garrett, he is an undisciplined DN. He literally just goes up the field trying to sack the quarterback, bro. He plays the run pretty well, but he's trying to go after the quarterback. So Myles Garrett for me, Jock. What about you, bro?
Man, funny enough, I'm echoing that because with Myles Garrett, he just not only plays on the outside, he can play in the inside too, right? So he's all over the defensive line, and that really you don't know where he's going to really line up, right? Even when he was doing the basketball thing, he was in the interior, not the outside, right?
That's right.
So again, and I think Titans Fox, he confirmed it is appendicitis. Yep, it's appendicitis. So he's out for 4 weeks. So they were playing bully ball there for a minute in the first half on offense. So shout out to Dylan Raditz, man. He came in, he did pretty good, man. So shout out to him. But we really gonna need him to anchor down, no pun intended, to anchor down on that offensive line. That's a Vanderbilt term, by the way.
Yep.
To anchor down to where they are blocking, because you don't know where Myles Garrett is going to come. So that's, to me, my person that everybody needs to watch out for is him.
For sure.
Yep.
So, okay, Jacques, good stuff, man. All right, y'all. Well, we are now at our favorite part of the show, y'all. Again, this is the live chop up. We appreciate everybody here. We got 41 people in the chat. Hit that like button, by the way, as well, too. So, what we want to do, man, is give you all an opportunity, man, to sit at the dinner table, man. You know, we're going to chop up some ingredients, mix up the bowl, and we're going to start cooking up. Throw your questions out there. The best questions get popped up. If you throw a super chat, I don't care what question's on there, we're going to throw that question away. We're going to pull up your comment at all times with the super chat. So let's mix it up. Let's chop it up.
All right, so I got my first question. Shout out to you, Titan Fox, for that information. Really appreciate it. Pete, I told you I was going to come back to your question. You was going to be our starter, right? So he says, I just saw another Titans podcast said Spears should be getting more carries than Henry. How do you guys feel about that? I don't agree with that. Hawk, how do you think that Tyjae Spears should be getting more carries than Henry?
No, I don't. I'm not saying Derrick Henry should get so much more than Spears. And I'm not saying half and half. But I actually like the distribution that happened with the Chargers game. I actually liked how that was a mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think you could. I think that's what kind of threw the Chargers off.
Yep.
Because when it was like 3rd and 2, Spears was in the game, so they probably thought we was going to pass the ball, and he was running it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh crap! Then there were times Derrick Henry was in the game, we were passing the ball. So I like that's kind of what I like, to throw him off a bit. So I wouldn't quite say that yet, because if anything, the carries that Spears is getting is giving Derrick Henry some rest, and I think Derrick Henry will be more fresh. There might be periods where you can maybe run Spears in 2 series in a row, but as you all see, again, when Derrick Henry's in the game, the team really does try to attack. They have 8 or 9 in the box, and then that's when the play action. Derrick Henry helped Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball.
Yep.
Many of those throws that he completed, Derrick Henry was in the game. So I personally think the way that it worked out against the Chargers is how it should be, at least next week. You look at it each week, right? But I'm going into the Browns game. That's how I look at it. What about you, Jacques?
I agree. I mean, I like the distribution of how they distributed carries. Like, it was like almost like who said that in the comment? They said 60% Derrick, and it was like 40% Tyjae. And I loved it, because if you want to say, hey, we front load Spears, you get like more carries in the first half, and then the second half, we know if we got a lead, man, pound Derrick, just pound him, right? Because his body's fresh, right? And if his body's fresh, he's good. So I like the distribution of how they did with, like you said, with the Chargers. If you can keep that up, I'm fine with that. But if you see, say, Tyjae is doing this, so just to answer your question, no, I do not agree with what they said where Tyjae Spears should get more carries than Derrick Henry. I still think Derrick Henry is your focal back, your main back, and you should ride behind him, but sprinkle in a little Tyjae from time to time. So, yep. Stanley comes around. He says, Roland said something earlier after the bye. How about for left tackle ratings, Skoronski, Brewer, Brewskill, and MPF? What do you think about that, Hawk?
I like left guard all the way through right tackle. I think the left tackle with Radins or with Dillard, it's a hit or miss. I think that's the issue. So if they went Radins, I get it. But, they paid Dillard decent amount of money. Dillard's got a lot of work to do, not so much in the run blocking game, more of a pass blocking game. He don't have a lot of movement, a lot of power. Dylan Radins has a little bit more. He's more fluid, but I think he's more goofy, in his stance. Where you can be beat, moves. So it's a hit or miss. I'm fine with it. How you feel about it?
I like continuity. And so if I feel like Dillard is still getting up to speed with because offensive line, man, if it's a new unit, man, they got to gel together. They got to get up. So I feel like if you pull him, then you're gonna kill his confidence. And right now he's just trying to get up to speed. I don't think he's doing bad. I really don't think he's doing bad. I think he's okay, right? So better from what we had. Like I said, the second half of the Chargers game showed me that they can settle down and it's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Zach C in the building. What up, brother? He says, tighten up. When Henry get 1,000 yards this year, Spears is a dog. Yeah, I think he will get 1,000 yards. And I've seen him get 1,000 yards in 4 games. It was
yeah.
So yes, I still think Henry. Somebody, I think Paul Kaharski wrote an article about Spears hurting Derrick Henry's Hall of Fame chances by Spears getting some of the carries. I don't think that kills his Hall of Fame chances. And I still think that Henry is a great back. And I still think he'll get 1,000 yards. What do you think? You think he'll get 1,000 yards?
He'll get 1,000. Yeah, he just had 80 yards. I mean, I when I've seen Derrick Henry running, he seems real refreshed, and I think Spears helps that. So he'll get 1,000. You know, to get 17 games at 1,000 yards. Somebody do the math for me. Is that like 58, 60 yards a game, something like that? Am I calculating that correctly? So yeah, I think he'll get 1,000 yards. Yeah.
Tommy Dixon comes through. He said we should play more shotgun. What do you think about it? What do you think about it? How should we play more shotgun?
I don't think so, man.
Okay.
I think I would love that, but we don't. Tannehill's not that quarterback role anymore, bro. He's not. We can try to. And first of all, shout out to Tim Kelly. I don't think we've talked about him a lot. These two games, play calling has been a major difference versus what we've been used to over the last 2 years. Shout out to Tim Kelly. Okay, he is putting his players in position to win. There's been so many times players are wide open, like, oh, that's play calling, right? That's not because of speed, that's because of play calling. And even mixing in Spears and Derrick Henry, throwing the defense off. I know they're 0-2, but I really feel like we beat a good football team. The Chargers made the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? That's all Tim Kelly. Yeah. But I don't think it's shotgun. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I think the shotgun part, no. I think Tannehill's success is gonna be based on play action.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. It's a situation. I look at it situational when it comes to shotgun quarterbacks, right? Your younger quarterbacks are real good shotgun quarterbacks because that's what they play in college. Tannehill he's an under center dude, and like you said, Hawk, play action is his bread and butter, dog. Donnie comes to, are you convinced Kelly's offense is sustainable? If so, which aspect? Do you think it's sustainable, Hawk?
Yes, it just depends on Tannehill. Where's his mindset? That's it. I think so. I think this is sustainable. But can Tannehill have them days like, you all know how in the first half Tannehill looked shocked. He was just like, right? And he just woke up. And I think, again, just like, man, I'm just throwing this thing. I'm throwing the football. He's open. I'm just throwing it. So it depends on Tannehill. I'm not expecting Tannehill to be perfect. And, Tannehill's had a hell of a career. And he's going to have bad games, yes. But let's not make bad game to bad games, like 3 or 4 games in a row. It's on Tannehill. I do think the offense can be sustainable. Yes, I do. Yes.
I like his route combinations. They're not all jumbled up.
Yeah.
They're fine-tuned. It's like you said, Tannehill is the key, the biggest catalyst in this whole thing, right? Because at least guys are getting open. Let me say that. Guys are getting open. He's drawing up design routes for them to get out in space to where they can get open. I look at his offense more of right now possession offense, but you need speed because he did have speed with Will Fuller. So he likes to go downfield. So he's trying to figure out who his guys he can go downfield with. So King Isaac, what up, bro?
King Isaac, what's up?
What up? Jeremiah, do you think Spears will eventually replace Derrick Henry? I'm gonna take this from Hawk first. To me, even though I like Tyjae Spears, I think the NFL is going to a 2 running back committee. Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb are probably your last real, and probably Bijan Robinson for the Falcons. He's a workhorse, but I still think they get that running back by committee. I don't think he'll replace him. I think they'll bring in somebody else to be like that running back by committee, if that makes sense. And again, he's used as more of your receiving back. And I think that's where they're trying to transition from handing the rock off to Derrick. Because once Derrick's gone, you lose a big key part of your offense, right? The best part of your offense. So we got to figure out how to transition. If I look at most teams, they are running back by committee, right? San Francisco got Christian and Elijah. You got Dallas who had Ezekiel, but now they got Tony Pollard and the other running back. So that's my thought. What about you, Hawk?
That's a solid answer, man. I don't know, if the question is about this year or down the road. It's replacing them next year. Jeremiah, I don't know if that's part of your question, but But no, I totally agree with that. Spears has only played 2 games, so got to give it, to see if he was an every down back, how that would look like, right? Not doubting his talent, the boy's got talent, but just to say, okay, we're gonna have him to kind of be the primary Derrick Henry. I don't think so. I think it is running back by committee. It should be. What happened to Nick Chubb should be an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? You got several backs out there, man, for sure.
Right.
Especially how much we run the football.
Yep. And again, does that eventually transition us and propel us into the new age football era once Derrick leaves? I'm not saying it'll happen, right? But what are we looking at? I think this answer, and Jeremiah, correct me if I'm wrong, you're elaborating for the future. I might be totally wrong when you're asking that, but I'm assuming you're asking that for the future. So great question. Let's see here. Yep. Tommy, what up, Tommy?
Man, what up, Tommy? He's right. Shout out to Nick Folk.
Hey, that joke, I got him on my fantasy team. He is getting me points all day, bro.
We'd be 0-2 if we didn't have Nick Folk.
If we didn't have Nick Folk, right.
Nick Folk, hey, he's playing right now. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level. Shout out to Nick Folk, man. Yep. Shout out to Nick Folk.
Ain't that a stat he ain't missed in beyond in inside the 50? Something like he hasn't missed. He hasn't missed in like so many games. There's a stat out there.
Okay.
So Scooter says Tanny looked rusty because he didn't play in the preseason.
Fact.
If Tanny played this well for the rest of the season, for the rest of the year, do you think we will re-sign him? Or will we draft a quarterback in the first round next year? Oh, what you think, man? That's a great question. That is a hell of a question. Now,
so
let me elaborate. Let me add to that, Scooter. I'm going to add to this question. If he takes us to the playoffs and wins a playoff game, it possibly takes us to the AFC Championship, would you resign?
Man, for that to happen, that would be a miracle, bro. I hope mentally I can get to that point to think that, but I don't think you resign them. I don't think they will, and nor would I do. I think we'll draft a quarterback in the first round. You just drafted 2 quarterbacks in round 2 and 3 the past 2 years. So you have to, with that type of draft capital, unless you trade them in that type of draft capital, you got to try them out. You got to. So no, I don't. The only way I can see us re-signing Tannehill is on a really cheap deal. You know what I mean? I do think Tannehill would have another year or two under his belt where he could go demand some money, not the highest dollar, but he can get more there than he could here. But no, I think shout out to Tannehill. I mean, Tannehill's done his thing here, man. You know what I'm saying? When he's terrible at times, we get on to him as we should. But overall, Tannehill's been a very good quarterback here. So man, we would have to, move on, I think.
I agree with that. I know it's going to happen. It's going to hurt a lot of Titans fans' feelings and ego because he's been here for a while, right? And he's done some great. But like you said, Hawk, we got to have capital to just say, hey, we got like 10 draft picks and we just going to willy-nilly waste one on a quarterback again, right? Yep. So you got, like you said, you got to give one of these guys. We got to see what we have in one of these guys. And remember, we don't know if Caleb Williams is coming out. Not saying we'll get to him. Shedeur Sanders, to me, is showing out. He's going to be a top 5 pick. You got some decent quarterbacks. So, let's see what we have in the backups first. Maybe they're not the best, but at least see. And so I don't think we'll resign them. It's a touchy subject, but hey.
Yeah, it is.
What up, Keisha? She said, good evening, guys.
What's up?
What's up? I'm glad we finally broke our losing streak. You are right.
Yes.
And Jeremiah was referring to as the future. That's why I assumed.
Yeah,
so he's
that's what I was thinking too. The future. I was thinking that too.
Let me see.
Yeah.
So
hey, Keisha, I know we saw you in New Orleans. We all look exasperated out there. Like, man, we lost. But yeah, it does feel good for sure.
Yep, most definitely. Yep. Big says too much gas trap.
Yeah.
Goku says, why draft another quarterback? We feel like we peaked. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Zach. See, are we going to have another year with the number 1 rush defense and the number 32 pass defense? It's looking at what you think,
Zach, I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I was in New Orleans, that's why I kept telling people they thought they was gonna run. I said, y'all, I don't know if you all follow your stats with the number 1 run defense in the league. Yep. I said, if you all want to beat us, you pass on us. That's just what you do, right? Mm-hmm. So it does look like that, Zach. But I think more than anything, we probably won't finish 32 in pass defense. Only because we have a good pass rush, okay? If that doesn't happen, we can get lit up. Now, this last game, we did not have a Monty Hooker, nor did we have Christian Fulton. So that changes things as well, too, because against the Saints, we did okay. We still got beat. Chris Olave, what am I saying? Chris Olave lit us up.
Hey.
He lit us up. So I'm gonna just retract what I just stated. And they all were on the field. So yes, it's possible. It's possible. We got to do better, man. So
I've been pounding for like 4 or 5 years, man. Ever since we've been doing this show for a shutdown corner. I've been saying the Titans need a shutdown corner. We need a shutdown corner. We need a shutdown corner. We've had opportunities to get the right one, right? We thought Caleb Farley, but again, if you know anything about DB, if you're going to convert a receiver to a DB, he has to be super smart like Richard Sherman, right? You got to do it early in their college career. You can't do it their junior year and say, oh, you're going to be a DB. You can't do that. So that's, to me, my challenge to the Titans, to get somebody that can shut down that side of the field. Because if you shut down one side of the field, it allows you to do so much with that other side of the field to say, okay, I got one guy that can shut down the main receiver, the X. He cool. Then I can say, okay, cover high, cover low, you two double team him, and then whatever happens, right?
Yep.
And we don't have that. I mean, Bunting, again, he had a decent game, but we just don't have that somebody that can just step up and just, I don't know, but I agree with y'all, man. It's looking like it, because right now they killing our stats. Statistically, the Titans are ranked in the lower tier of the league for defense, but we almost got what? How many sacks in 2 games?
Yeah, man.
But we tracking to almost have 40, 50 sacks.
Yep.
But we can't even.
Yep.
Again.
What have I said about sacks? And we'll get to another comment. I'm gonna tell y'all something how I feel about sacks. And I've not heard anyone say this before. I said this off the strength of the Cincinnati game, okay, when we lost in the playoffs. How do you get 9 sacks and lose? That doesn't even make sense, right? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. But what I feel about sacks are not overrated. Sacks are huge. But sacks are like tackles for losses, like a running back carrying the football. It really depends on what do you do with those sacks. Now, the best way is 3rd down or something, you get a sack, cool. All right, turnover on downs, kick the punt, whatever, cool. But 1st and 2nd down, you get a sack. Is he fumbling? Is he going to turn it over? Those things. So, it's great to have sacks. But last year we had a decent amount of sacks. We still were 32 in the league in pass defense. So those things have to generate turnovers, or we have to be more of a sack at 3rd down type of a defense. Just as my thoughts on sacks, man. You know what I mean?
Right. Raven 76 B more. What is up, brother? What is up? Thank you for watching the show, man. And
yes,
we gonna try to take care of business, man. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yes,
I know y'all. I think y'all have the Colts this weekend, so I'm not too much worried about the Colts, man. Even though AR, he's doing his thing, man. So
he got out though. He had a concussion last week. Yes, Sunday.
Yep. Scooter, man, thank you. Please get these likes up, man. We got 55 people in the chat, man. Get those likes up. Get those likes
up.
And then again, this is the chop up, man. So if you're new to the Tennessee Titans Weekly Show, man, put your question in the chat. We'll highlight it. We'll answer it. And we like the involvement, man. So we'll go a few more minutes. So definitely.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. Let me see if I missed anything.
So I'm looking at the Titans where we at, right, in offense. Mm-hmm. The Titans are, where are we?
20 seconds. 26.
5, 4, 3, 2. We're 22. Good call, Jacques. Good call. We're 22 in the league in total offense, averaging 21 points a game at 313 yards a game. That's it should be better, but that's where we at on total offense. And total defense, the Titans are, where are we on total defense?
27.
We are, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20th in defense.
Okay.
22 in offense, 20 on defense.
And you know what's saving us? Them damn sacks.
That's fact.
It's them sacks, man. I appreciate that, Tommy. We really appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I think.
Thank you, Tommy. Yes, sir.
Again, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with you though, Hawk. When you said that years ago, I said, that makes sense. Like, sacks are a good stat line, but if you're not getting, like you said, if you're not getting an interception off of them, if you're not getting any turnovers, then boom. And again, that's another thing we didn't do against the Chargers. We created turnovers.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
let's
facts. See. Heads up, man. Will Anderson is a monster on the Texans. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's a problem.
He is.
He's a problem.
Yes,
he was a problem in Alabama. He's definitely a problem in the league.
Yes, he is, bro. Like, dude, cold, man. He definitely cold.
And we're 29th 28th in the league in pass defense.
That makes sense. So we're good against the run because we practice against the run. We never practice against the pass. That's why our DBs look slack. I agree. You know what? I'm going to tell you something, too. To prepare for Deshaun Watson, they need to be using Malik as Deshaun Watson in practice. That's the closest thing you're going to get to Deshaun Watson when it comes to athletic ability and running. We play the Baltimore Ravens, same concept. Use him to go against what you need to go against. But you know what, Chris? I was hoping in training camp with the DBs going against D-Hop, it would make them better. If that makes sense. Iron sharpens iron. And you can learn tendencies, but Christian Fulton can't stay healthy, man. He can't stay healthy.
That's the problem, man. That's the problem with our DBs. Except for Roger McCrary and Kevin Byard, they're out there. You know what I'm saying? Injuries happen. I get it. But I know Mike Vrabel last year was not happy with Christian Fulton's hamstring issues. I know that for a fact because that's what he said. Him and David Long, right? He's like, it's your job to stay healthy, to be on the field. Because when he's out, when Christian Fulton, he's our number one corner. When he's hurt, he's not playing, it hurts us. It does. It does. So
I agree 100%, man.
I like Fulton. He just got to stay healthy, man.
I do too. And if you notice, every person that we've gotten rid of has been hurt. Jack Conklin's hurt. I think David Long is hurt. Now Christian Fulton. I don't think they're going to re-sign Christian either, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just don't. He hasn't really proved nothing to stay on the field, to stay healthy enough to say, hey, what do you got? You know what I mean? So let's see. Right. Tommy says, what do you think about D-Hop's first 2 games? What you think, Hop?
They're okay. They're all right. I like D-Hop's catching ability, right? You throw it in his area, he'll if he's open, he's gonna catch the ball. You don't worry about it. He'll catch the ball. He had one drop against the Saints, but for the most part, he will catch the football. For what D-Hop is doing, Jacques knows this. I kind of expected this. I said D-Hop will be a possession receiver. He's not going to be like, say, Julio Jones. So he'll be better than that because he's still a little younger. They were like 33, 34. He's 31. So, D-Hop is not a big touchdown guy unless you are in the red zone, throwing fades. Now, I don't know how he might be now at 31. You know what I'm saying? But for what he's doing, I would like to have him to have a bit more yards per se. Right. But I think it's just getting used to it, man. I think that's the situation. Just trying to get used to it. So I think as D-Hop continues to play, I think D-Hop is going to do much better. I expect him to have bigger games coming forward, man, for sure.
I was just, you took the words right out of my mouth, Hawk. I think the same thing. I think about game 4 or 5, him and Tannehill is going to click for him. Right now, they just getting used to each other. This is why preseason is important. People say preseason ain't. If them two would have got some type of reps in preseason, I think he could have bled over into the season where it made him more. I think he would have beat the Saints with that. To me, this is what I expected from, like you said, Hawk, from the first 2 games. I'm like, he's getting used to him. People are double teaming him, so it's giving everybody else other opportunities. I think that's where Tannehill messed up in the first game, trying to force feed their D-Hop because he's like, I got an actual number 1 receiver I can throw to. Somebody that actually has productivity. Not saying Julio didn't, but again, you caught him in his latter part of his career. He's still fairly young. So I think that with D-Hop, I think it's just going to take time for them to get on the same page.
Yeah.
So, Big Says, you think the Jags are overrated or just playing against good teams?
Go for it, Jacques.
So, to me, I think they're getting too much smoke. I think they're overrated. I think we're going to see the true Jags come out. They're good. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Jags are a team that's climbing. But I think people put this big expectation on them because they don't like the Titans and the commentators don't like the Titans. And I'm not being biased, but I'm just saying this. I think they're getting their just dues. Until you can beat the big dogs like we've done that. We beat the Chiefs. We've beaten the Bills. Until you can beat them, then you ride with the big dogs. Right now, they're the little brother that's just trying to get on the bike and learn how to ride the bike. And to me, right now, I think they're overrated. What about you, Hawk?
Yeah, they are overrated. Big reason why is because you got Trevor Lawrence, you got ETN, you got Calvin Ridley. They talked a lot about them in the offseason because of the fact they surprised people in the playoffs last year, right?
Yep.
But looking at them again, what I said earlier when we did our preseason show, I said, bro, the Jags offensive line is terrible. I said that all the whole time. It's like we talk about the Jags, it's cool, but it's 2 things that they're terrible at. Offensive line and defensive coverage. Their DBs are garbage. Okay, they got one guy that's a good tackler, but when it comes to just flat out coverage, you can throw on the Jags. So yes, they're overrated. I'm not hearing people talk about them as much of late. You know, especially now since they lost and they look terrible against the Chiefs.
They did.
So I think the Jags, yeah, they're overrated. You know what I'm saying? I know they're anticipating to win the division. You know, the Colts right now, are trying to get in there too, I guess. So it might be a lockjaw situation as the season goes on, but Jags are a little overrated. Yes, they are.
I agree 100%. I mean, until I see otherwise, yeah, it's the same thing. And then they beat us last year, and they got a little confidence about them, but we'll see. We got to play them. We'll see. And you're right, Goku. And that's crazy too. We took the Chiefs to overtime with a project quarterback that didn't know what he was doing.
70 yards passing, 60 yards passing out there.
60-yard pass, exactly. And that just tells you an indicative of Mike Vrabel and his team and just the grittiness and mental toughness of just how we do things. So,
And then, since Mike Vrabel's been the head coach of the Titans have won more underdog games than any team in the league. The Titans have. They were underdogs in this game, and they won. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't bet against Vrabel. Vrabel's that dude, bro. Like, don't bet against him. He has his times. I heard Jared Stillman on the radio show yesterday. He thought that Mike Vrabel coached a terrible game this game. He thought he did terrible. I thought that was an interesting take because I thought Staley did terrible. I was interested. I don't. Does anyone else feel like that about Mike Vrabel this past game?
He only had one questionable call. And shout out to Big Mike for this. Was he should have took the points because if he would have took that field goal, we would have won that game early. We wouldn't have had to go into overtime. That's the
fact.
Only questionable call that I had with Vrabel. Other than that, he didn't coach a bad game. He actually coached a pretty decent game. That's why I like Jared. Jared just does a lot of stuff for clicks and views, and I think he's kind of ready for Vrabel to be gone because I don't know, but I don't think, like I said, that one call. If he would have kicked that field goal, man, we would have won the game right then and there.
Yeah, that's facts. That's a fact. I remember that. I was like, Vrabel, I know coach is they're gonna have one or two bonehead play. That was a bonehead mistake for sure. Yes, agreed. Agreed.
But I like the aggressiveness that he's doing, going for it on 4th down, 4th and 2. That shows me that he has confidence in the run game.
That's right, sir.
That shows me. So he has give him some time. Let me say that. Just give Vrabel some time. He has new toys too, right? And so he's trying to figure out these new toys right along with everything. So he coached a good game.
Yeah.
Minus that one thing. But.
So man, we'll go maybe a few more questions, y'all. We're gonna pay about 2 more.
I agree, Mr.
Jones.
Hey, I agree. I've been debating about this for like a couple of weeks now. That was a fumble, but again. People remember, we're the Titans. Don't nobody really like us. The refs don't like us. Nobody like us. So any calls that we want, I already anticipate every flag that goes down is going to go against us. That's just what it is, right? I've come to expect that. And then when it don't, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to tell you something I'm getting tired of too. The unnecessary roughness on the quarterback when they just smack him in the head with their hand, that's bull jump, bro. I'm sorry.
Shazier, yes, I remember that. Man.
And one Jeffrey Simmons did Sunday too when he just tapped him.
That's correct. That's what I'm thinking of, Jeffrey Simmons. The only one that's saying Alshire here did actually hit Derrick Carr in the head. He did do that's true about Jeffrey Simmons. That is true.
Man, they just push him a little bit.
Yeah. Let me tell you about the Saints fans. So the Saints fans actually agreed that it was a fumble. Everyone was in my row was like, y'all, that's a fumble. That's a fumble. The Saints fans said that. That's a fumble. Said, y'all, I stood and said, come on, guys. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that's a fumble. Y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Let's just be real.
Yep. I agree. Big Sad says local media dislike Vrabel's attitude. And you know what? That Big Sad, you're 100%.
That's facts, no paper, Big Sad. Facts, no paper, bro.
Yep. Because Vrabel protects his players. Vrabel was once a player. Vrabel knows how the media can get. So he protects them in a way where I respect it.
Yep.
But being a media member, you know how they are. You got to tell them everything, quote unquote. So that's mad respect. And I don't know if Vrabel ever did anything to Jared. I don't know if he said something crazy to him, but Jared do got a beef with Vrabel, man.
Yeah.
He probably trying to come.
He's got real beef with Karharski, bro.
Oh, Vrabel, I know everybody got beef with Karharski.
Man, woo. Every time Paul asked him a question, Vrabel like, bruh, dude, come on
Right.
now. He does that every time when he asks him a question, bro. Yep.
Let me see. The same for our Saints fans was very. Yep. They did. They did. Let me see. Mr. Jones says the media are always looking for a negative remark. Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you this about the Titans too. So, Jacques, you bring up a point about, say the NFL or the refs against the Titans. I think that the root of that is because I don't care what no one says, Vegas has a play in this. And when the Titans are continually being the underdog in games, the refs are going to somewhat slide. Did y'all see what happened with the Rams? Coach McVay kicked the field goal, and so they were. I think that closed the game down to 3, and the spread was over that. And so there are people in Vegas that was really pissed at McVay and the Rams because of that. Yes.
Wow.
So Vegas plays a major part in this. So it's like with the Titans, like, man, they down this, they supposed to lose this game. Subconsciously, you know what I'm saying? Vegas might give me a little extra bone. Here's an extra $10,000 for you just to do this here. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
And that theory that you're saying is probably most likely right, because at the end of the day, it's about dollar bills. They're trying to have, what I've heard is they're trying to have an NFL game damn near every day of the week that is playing on your television, right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then the refs, that was even, I think, in college, I forgot which college game that was, where dude, the field kicked the ball and it went through, but they said it was no good.
Yes.
And I'm like, at this point, it's just they don't care no more, right? It's like, okay, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So
and we'll go one more. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
No. Before I think they should start finding the refs too, but that'll never happen.
Yeah. So we'll go one more. We'll go one more question, man. We'll go one more.
Yep. And I know you're right, Deshaun. We're not flashy team. We're not a sparkly team. So. Yeah. But the city of Nashville is better than like most of these NFL towns.
Yep.
Which is funny. So you would think it would be the opposite, but
yeah. Have y'all heard as well over the last year, the team that has increased on their profit more than any team in the NFL is the Tennessee Titans. Ain't that crazy? Their profit margin has shot up from where they were last year. So again, a lot of that's the growth of the city for sure. That's huge, right? And the fact, again, we got a new stadium coming. So, tickets went up. People are coming to the game. So, that was an interesting stat for a 7-10 football team last year.
But you know what? I'm going to say this about the ticket sales. They still need to do a lot of lead work, man, to get the ticket sales. And I think that's why they made the stadium how they made it. Because even though the game was sold out, it still had a lot of Chargers fans there, right? So I think that's something that the Titans are going to have to work on. Getting butts in the seats, which is hard, man. Everybody, it's expensive. People have other stuff they can do, but you know what I mean. So and you are correct, the moon though, DeAndre. In the next 3 to 5 years, there will be 1 million people in Nashville. It feel like it is already with the traffic and everything. 242. How have you been to the stadium yet to see the new field?
I've seen the stadium as of a few weeks ago. And didn't go to the game last week. I didn't go to any preseason games either. But for what I saw on the field, I was out there. The field looks great. I think the issue has been in the NFL. It looks really good. It looks great. I just think, again, the field itself, that's the type of turf that most of the stadiums have now. They're causing a lot of injuries, bro. There's a lot of people getting hurt out there, man. It looks great, but I don't know if it's a pig with lipstick. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It looks amazing. Like you said, it looks amazing. But MC Ring said our stadium had so many empty seats. Yes, sir. Yep, we did. I will admit that. I was there. I was there. And hopefully it'll get better. But in order for you to do that, you got to win, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I still got to say this, even when the playoff game happened, when the Bengals came in, they showed out, dog. They showed out. But, if you got season tickets, you want to make a quick buck?
Yep. That's right. That's right. Well, Jacques, man, I think we got one more question.
Yep. Yeah, I think Stonehouse is out kicking the coverage.
Kim, that's a great question. You want to hear my answer? Yes, he is. Stonehouse is the best, worst punter in the league. I say that to say this. I think Stonehouse's goal every game is just to boot the hell out of the ball, right? I'm just going to kick it as hard as I can. But what's going on is when that happens, and a lot of times is it's deep and high, but the kickoff, the punt returners are returning like 18 yards a carry. It's one of the best in the league, and that's bad for us. So we can kick it as far as we can, but if you're bringing it back almost half of what you punted, that doesn't help us. His average is going to look great. He's almost like an NBA player that scores a lot of points, but shoots it like 30 times to get 30 points. Okay. So I think he's going to have to, he had that problem last year. I don't know if that'll be fixed. He has issues with angling the ball to get it down to a certain spot on the field. He'll kick it to the end zone, touchback, or kick it to the punt returner. They come back 18 yards every time. So he's got to work on that.
I agree. And you know, when the punt got blocked in New Orleans, he was trying his best to hold it long enough to point the ball and to place it. And I noticed, I said, that's not his game. His game is just, like you said, to boot the hell out that thing, just kick it as hard as he can to get it down the field. But that's where Brett Kern was his specialty, where he knew how long to hold it, how to kick it to where he can place it. But when Stonehouse tried that, he held on to it too long. Boom, that joint was blocked. Yes, I agree. Every time he kicked it, I was like, oh, shoot. He caught it. I was like, they about to return the ball. I was like, shoot, here we go. So now you're 100% correct. Yes, Kim, great question. Great question.
Facts, no paper, Kim. I see your comment. Facts, no. I like that. No one's ever put it like that with the facts, no paper. I like that.
Yes,
so yeah. So
facts, no paper.
Well, folks, we want to say thank you all for joining in on our show today, man. We did the live chop up, the combo version. We have the Chargers and the Browns. Man, love talking football with you all. You all know so much about the Titans, man. And, we've met many of you as well, too. That means a lot to us as well, too. We appreciate that. Again, as the season rolls on, man, hey, we got more chop ups coming up. So, get your knives and forks ready. You know what I mean? We're going to do that for sure. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can do that at Tennessee Titans Weekly. You can also follow us on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7. We also have sponsors for our show. If you look at if you need your home painted in the Middle Tennessee area, you can reach out to Luxury Painters of Nashville. The information is there in the information there, as well as far as movie buffs. If you are a movie person and you want to know about any movies or any TV shows that's going on, check out Cool's Movie Review, ran by my boy Jacques right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey. That link will be in the comment section as well too. Hey, that's what we do, man.
Hey, and if you like beats and you want beats, shout out to my boy Hawk, man. He got a whole nother channel dedicated to beats. I actually use one of his beats for my intro for my other channel. So shout out to him. And then also we have some things looming in the background with you guys probably know Bleacher Report. So we got some stuff cooking in the gumbo pot, and just be on the lookout, man. Y'all gonna like this. Y'all gonna like this when it happens, right? We just got some stuff working in the background to try to figure some things out. But once it happens, we'll definitely keep y'all posted. So just stay tuned.
For sure. Well, y'all, listen, we hope you all have a great rest of your week. We beat the Chargers. Let's go beat these Browns. Dog pound down. Let's beat these jokers, man. So we going from the West Coast to trying to think of Cleveland Bone, right?
Yep.
Boom. Or the LeBron, right? The LeBron, right?
Yep.
We're trying to beat Cleveland, man. Yep. So have a great week. And Jacques, as we always do, and as we always say, bro, facts,
no paper.